Okay, we're recording,
Are you good?
Monica. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. Oh, Katie, can you mute
Oh,
everybody?
yes, I'm sorry. I
Just
learned how
the
to do this
background
the other
noise.
day.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going
Oh,
to mute
mute.
everyone, and then you have to unmute, Monica. Okay?
Okay. I said there's a lot of people hopping on, so we might have to keep
I'll
looking.
keep an eye on it. Okay.
Yeah. All right. All right, let's get going. So we are, we have 9 days left, 8 days left in the month. So this month has been a little bit slower, I think, for everybody, including myself. I'm fighting myself trying to hustle at the end here to get to that 2,500. So I've been trying to, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit here, but we're going to talk about following up, and then Katie's going to touch on some recruiting tips for you. So, but before we get into that, we have another call at 7 or at 8:30 for senior reps and above. So we have to make sure that we keep this call, right at a half hour. So those of you that are senior reps and above can hop on that call with Sam. So some announcements. Don't forget about the Nikes. I know some of you are very close to earning those Nikes for hitting director. So you have a few days left in the month to make that happen. The promo is for April, May, and June. So those of you who have already hit director have to hold that for 2 months to 2 of the 3 months to earn those Nikes. So keep that in mind. Also, the promo that we are running with our team, another promo we're running with our team. We like to do promos, keep you guys motivated. If you have $2,500 in sales this month, you also get a call with Sam Higginson, which is super exciting. He's going to do a Zoom call just like this for our team. So he doesn't do that for everybody. We were lucky enough to have him agree to do that for us. So if you hit 2,500, you're going to be invited to that call. And then also I don't know if you saw it today, but we just announced for the 22nd to the 30th, whoever signs the most reps in that amount of time will earn a free pair of leggings. So I guess if we have, a few people that, I guess we'll figure it out, but we will probably have to do a drawing if there's multiple people that, hit the same amount of reps or whatever. But okay, I think, was there any other announcements that you could think of, Katie, before I get in?
No, but can I just say one thing about the director promo and the Nikes?
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking at numbers before this call, and I noticed that several people are close to hitting director in their team, their group volume, so themselves plus anyone underneath. You're getting close to that $10,000 mark, but your lifetime PV is not where it needs to be. So lifetime PV is how much you've sold since you started your Zaya business, and that needs to be at 10,000 as well. So I guess my point in sharing this is that if you don't feel like you're going to hit it this month, that's okay. You still need to be accruing those sales to build up your lifetime PV, because you want that to be secure when your team hits it. You want to control the controllable, which is you. So control what you can control by keeping your sales going, because you don't really know when your team is going to have a really good month either. So that's my advice to you. Those are the two numbers you really need to be watching, is your lifetime PV and your team PV. And if you guys need help looking at your numbers, Monica and I are really good at this now. So just let us know. We're happy to jump on a call with you and look at your numbers and give you a game plan. There's one more thing about numbers that I wanted to share, and I kind of lost it. Okay, I'm sure it'll come back.
You'll come back. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So I'm going to get right into, we're going to talk a little bit about following up. Everybody uses the term fortune is in the follow-up, and I truly believe that. Whether we're talking about making sales or we're talking about recruiting, just because somebody says no doesn't mean no forever. It just means not right now. So we definitely need to follow up with them. The network marketing kind of rule is the rule of 7. A person needs to hear the message at least 7 times before he or she takes action. So you got to think that if I message somebody and they're at a stoplight and they see my instant message, they read it, but then the light turns green and they go, or they're at the grocery store and they see my message and they happen to look at it, but then they have a bunch more shopping to do, or they're making dinner, or they're putting the kids to bed. I mean, we don't know what's really going on in their lives. So just because they don't respond to that first message doesn't mean that they're not interested. You don't obviously follow up, 5 minutes later or that evening. You give them a day or two and you follow back and just say, hey, did you happen to see my message that I sent? Or, that's, maybe after, the first message that you send, you could follow up with that. If you're talking to somebody, it might be foreign to them. If you approach them with this opportunity, they may never have thought about doing this before in their lives. So you coming up and saying, well, you can do this and you can do that and you can make this much money and you can do this, it can be a little much. And so they might need you to follow up, multiple times to kind of explain the business or what you're doing before it actually, registers with them. So keep that in mind. Maybe there's just a lot going on in their life right now. They can be overwhelmed with who knows what. So when you message them and you're explaining, this business to them, it just might be way too much for them to take in at that moment. They have way too much on their plate. So you can follow up, if they're like, oh, I just, no, I'm not interested, I have too much going on. In that case, you might want to wait, a couple weeks before you follow up and just say, hey, is now a better time to, talk about the opportunity or however you want to say it. But just keep that in mind. We never really know what's, going on in other people's lives. So you can follow up. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to follow up. If something new happens in your business, let's say, we had the launch in Canada, so that was easy to follow up with people to tell them about that. Or if you have a friend that might be interested, you can be like, hey, we just surpassed our best month yet in Zaya, or just in small talk. There's just a bunch of different, bits and pieces that you can throw in about, what you're doing with your business. Obviously, new product launches, that's the easy one. I just had a customer, well, she's been my customer, but she's bought a couple things from me, but she was always interested in the full length leggings. Well, we had one pair, I sold her that one pair. She wasn't really interested in any other kinds of leggings. Well, the new racers came out and I messaged her and I said, hey, Zaya just released these full length leggings. And she was like, awesome, send me the link. And she bought them. So it had been months since I had even had any contact with her whatsoever. But so write those things down, or, put them on your phone, or, if people have expressed, oh, I wish I had more strappy bras, or, so when those strappy bras come out, you message those people and be like, hey, this is, Zaya just came out with these new, awesome strappy bras. And let's see what else. Oh, if items come back in stock, make a list of people that, obviously these aren't coming back, but, say the boyfriend sweaters, if they restocked, make a list and then follow up with those people when those items come back in to, see if they want one. Let's see. Oh, just follow up with your customers once they receive their items. Kind of keep track. I try to do it once a week. I try to do it once a week. I need to be better about it, but I like to go through and kind of write down when my customers look at their tracking and see when their items are supposed to get to them. And then once they get there, I give them a couple days, and then I message them and say, hey, how did the pocket light and tights work for you? And if they're like, oh, hopefully they're, oh, I love them, they fit awesome. Then, you write that down. And then if we get a new color or, something very similar to that, then you can message them back and be like, hey, we just got, these in hot pink. Would you, like those? So just kind of keep all that stuff in your head so you can go back and follow up with those customers. Obviously, when we have Discover Zaya events, if you talk to somebody about becoming a rep, I do it every time we have a Discover Zaya event. Anybody that I've talked to, I have a kind of a list of people that I've talked to about repping that weren't ready, that will say, oh, just invite me to the next event, or I don't get a response when I, invite them to the first one. I always go back through and say, hey, we're having, the team's having another Discover Zaya event this week. Would you like to be added to that, or would you like the link to join? So new starter kits, that's always an easy one to send to people anytime. And this one's been awesome because of the joggers and the leggings. That was a big thing for me. It was like, hey, right now we have a starter kit that has joggers and leggings. That doesn't usually happen. And I don't know how long it's going to last for. And so I've been able to get people to, jump on to those. New rep training calls. I know Katie likes to use that one a lot. If you're talking to somebody and if they're, maybe one of their concerns is, I don't know how I'm going to get started, or I don't know what to do. Those are the people that you follow up with and say, hey, we have a new rep training call tonight. Would be a great day for you to join, and you can hop right on that call. So just like them stories, let's say I actually used this one, Kaylin on our team, because she's, a young entrepreneur, and I was talking to a mom that had messaged me about her daughter joining, and I said, hey, we have a girl on our team that, I would love to have you listen to her story. So I invited her to the Discover Zaya event, and Kaylin had written a nice, little story about how she got started and how she runs her business. So I think that was, she hasn't joined yet, but yes, those stories on there are awesome, Katie. But I think she will. I just need to follow up with her again when we have our next, Zaya event. So, and then email. So today I spent a lot of time emailing my customers from my Zaya back office to offer them a sale or a deal, because I'm trying to get the 2,500 this month. So I just sent out an email and I said, hey, I'm offering $10 off a $50 purchase, or $10 off, or $20 off a $100 purchase. If you spend $200, you're going to get a free Zaya tote. So I'm, if you're trying to hit those big goals, then, if you're able to offer those deals, that's also a great way to reach out to people. Let's see, I think that's it. So just keep following up with everyone. If you don't, I feel like you're missing out on a bunch of yeses. And I know, I remember when I started feeling like, oh, I don't like to do that. I don't like to do that. But now I'm kind of at a point where I'm just like, I just do it. And it doesn't bother me. It's the more times you do it, the less uncomfortable you feel about it. And as long as you're not being pushy or, tacky about it, if you're just reaching back out to them, and if they say still no, you'd be like, okay, great. Can I follow up with you at a later time? Or, or just say, all right, great. I'll talk to you soon, or just let it go. Don't take it personal and just move on. I'm going to just end with this quote, and then I'm going to pass it over to Katie. I love this. Failure comes not from getting no, but failing to keep following up with a no. So just remember that those no's, they just let them roll off your shoulders. I know it's hard at first, but actually the more you hear no, the easier it gets, I think. So you're just closer to those yeses. So, all right. Well, I'm going to pass it over to Katie.
That was so helpful. And I wrote down, I think follow-ups work because you're working the business. Like, it's easy to just put your link out there and hope that people come to you, but following up is the work of it. So I think that's why it's so effective. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to talk about recruiting. I talk about recruiting a lot. If you haven't seen any of my recruiting videos, reach out or look at my YouTube channel. Just type my name in and you should find some. So this is a little bit scattered. I just wrote like random notes. I tried to make it, every time I talk about recruiting, I try to bring something a little bit different in so you're not getting the same. But the truth of the matter is, it is kind of the same, right? Because there's not a magic or formula or some sort of secret to it. So anyway, this is my attempt at trying to make it a little bit different, but the baseline of it is similar. So one thing that I do every single month to recruit, and by the way, I have 7 reps that I've added this month. I love recruiting. It's like my favorite. I love bringing people into this business. And my goal is 10. So every single month I have a goal. Don't just go into the month and say, I'm going to bring people to my team. You need a goal every single month, even if it's just 1. I think it should be 3. That is how you get those promos. Usually it has to do with bringing 3 reps onto your team. But set a goal. It's much more achievable when you have a target. If you have a destination, it's easier to get there. So make sure that you set a goal for how many people you want to join your team. I also set a goal for how many people I want in my downline for the month. So that's not just people I'm bringing in, but how many people are on my team. And that has taken a little more time and to predict. It wasn't as easy at first. Now it's a little bit easier to predict as we're growing so fast, but definitely set a goal. I want you to put signs everywhere that you're hiring for your business. So just like a brick and mortar store or business where they're hiring, you wouldn't know that they're hiring unless there are signs up or announcements. So I feel like I am always trying to put those signs all around. So those signs are in my Instagram stories. Those signs are social media posts. Those signs are videos. Those signs are talking to people. I think that if you do a 10-second scroll on your Facebook or your Instagram, someone should know that you're hiring for people to join your business. If they do a 10-second scroll and they don't know that, number 1, you're a Zaya rep, or number 2, that you want people to join you, you're not putting that out into the world. You've got to put it out into the world for it to come back to you. And I know that everybody's a little bit different as far as what you can post on social, depending on your careers and all of that. But in some way or another, put it out into the world. Even if it's just your Zaya VIP page, if it's emailing all of your customers, that the new starter kit, or that you're looking to add members to your team, put it out into the world. Let's see. When I write a post for a call to action post where I want to attract reps, which, by the way, that's what I'm mostly doing. Most of my posts about Zaya have to do with joining me on this venture. The clothes are easy to sell, but getting people to join is a little bit trickier. So I focus on the harder part, and then I sell in the interim, if that makes sense. I sell to my Zaya VIP customers. I sell to repeat customers. I sell to my mom. I sell to family. But my focus when I'm doing most of my social media is on building the team, because that's the most important part if you want long-term disposable income that just keeps coming. It's in building a team. And that's the life-changing part about this business. The people that are making $50,000 a month are not selling $50,000 in leggings. It's their team. And people are making that much in Zaya. But when I write my posts, first of all, I think about it for a while before I write it. It's a crafted post. It's a thoughtful thing. So, I do my best thinking in the shower or on a walk. Wherever you do your best thinking, just take those notes and keep them somewhere in your phone or a notebook. And then when you have time, you can write it out. But it definitely takes a little bit of time, because it's a job posting, right? You wouldn't just slap together a job posting for a brick and mortar business. So I craft it the same way. But when I craft it, I am targeting a specific kind of person with each post. So for example, not all of my posts are for, I don't write them for the masses. Usually, you might find a few, but I write them for a specific person. So I might write one for moms. I might write one for fitness professionals. I might write one for people who just want the discount. I might write one for people who just want to feel really confident in their close. So when you're writing your post, think about who is going to read that post. Who do you want to read your job announcement? My goal, you guys, is to get people to come to me. So I don't really like cold calls. I do some cold messages every month, but it is very calculated and crafted, and it's not my favorite, and it's really not how I've brought most of my team members to join. I have a very low success rate with cold messages. My goal really, and the way I go about it, and I know everybody's a little bit different, but I go about it, how can I get this person in our close? So if it's a person I don't know very well, how can I get them in the close? I don't go right at it like, I think you should join me in this business. I go at it like, hey, I've got these amazing leggings. Would you be interested in trying them? I'd be happy to give you my discount, or I'd be happy to ship them to you for free. Or today I just send a message, I will give you these leggings. And these are leggings I'm buying with party credits. So I'm not really out too much money. I will give you these leggings. I just really want you to try them on. And I feel like your friends would love them. And if you love them, I want you to share it with people in your network, because I'm trying to grow my business. That's really what I said. And she's like, yes, I would love free leggings. And it might not go anywhere, but it probably will somewhere down the road. So my goal is to get people in the leggings however I can. The leggings is what I focus on, because I just think they're the things you put on and you just love right away. So that's sort of my strategy. If I see somebody who I know would be great, but they haven't really gotten into the product yet, and they're maybe a little bit resistant, instead of talking to them about the business, I talk to them about getting them in the close. How can I get them in the close? And that's a seed planted. It's probably not going to grow, meaning they're probably not going to join my team this month, but maybe in 2 months after they've worn them and realized that all their other pants suck compared to those, then the conversation can pick back up. And that really does happen. So you've got to have this long-term mentality, this farmer mentality, that you're always planting your seeds. And if you're always planting your seeds, you're always going to have a harvest. Speaking of seeds, this is how I do it. Every time somebody messages me about wanting to join, I write them on my paper. But I've started, this paper only lasts me a month or two, and then I throw it away. I just throw it away. I don't even transfer the names, because what happens is after a month or two, these names go kind of stale. Like, these are people I've followed up with over and over. And so if they're still on my list from last month, they're not ready yet. And so they go in the garbage for now, and I focus on a new group of people. And what will happen is, if they're ready, they'll come back around, or, we'll have a conversation again. But I've found that, and I've been recruiting for 6 years and in different business too, I found that if I have a notebook with just names from like a year ago, it's like a dead weight, and I don't want that. So it's fresh. So once my paper gets about full, which, like I said, it's about 2 months worth usually, it goes in the garbage, and I just start fresh. And actually, that's a good analogy for keeping my funnel full. So like right now, my funnel is kind of empty, because all those names I followed up, and they're all, they're not ready, The people that have joined this month. And so today and this week, my job is to fill my funnel back up. So that's scrolling my social and looking for people that I can reach out to and offer free shipping or my discount or free leggings, or just talking to them. Just, how are you? What's new? I saw you started a new job. That's what I'm doing this week. And gradually, these people are going to start messaging me, and then I can fill my funnel back up. But it's a constant process. So there is not a time during the month where I'm just not recruiting. It is all the time. That's my focus. But if you make it your focus, your business will grow exponentially. I promise you. Another thing that I do is I say affirmations every day. So I know it's woo-woo, and I used to make fun of it, and so I get it. But like right now, my affirmations, I love the one, my income is rapidly increasing. I said that one for a year and a half. And then one day I said it and I was like, holy crap, it did. It happened. I couldn't believe it. So actually I don't say that one anymore because I don't feel like I need to say that one. But there, you know, like right now, I'm really wanting to bring 3 more people onto my team this month to help them. So the affirmations are, you know, I am helping 3 more people this month create a business that can make them a millionaire. I mean, big. Say them, whatever you want it to be. Say it. Just put it out there. But say it out loud, because when you hear it, you believe it, your brain absorbs it, and it becomes reality. Let's see. I know I got to hurry because we've got Sam. There's one more thing. Oh, you guys, my number 1 tip for how to like talk to people is to get them on the phone. So if you get a message from someone, and they're like, hey, I'm interested in Zaya, I shoot them a message and I say, great. Do you have a few minutes to hop on the phone? And if they go silent, I'm like, they're not really ready. You know, I'll put their name on the paper for a month, but they're not ready. So, you know, and it doesn't mean I don't follow up with them, but I'm not chasing them. If they're not serious enough to get on the phone with me, then it's okay. I'll get a lot of, you guys, some of you have probably started getting, Zaya sends us leads. So if there's somebody that's interested in Zaya in your area, they pass these people out. So occasionally I'll get these leads, but I always respond, hey, great, I'm so glad you're excited. Do you have a minute to hop on the phone? And a lot of them just go silent because that's probably scary. And that's okay. But it ain't no thing. We just move on. It's like getting comfortable with the no. But try to get them on the phone, because that's where they can hear your passion and your excitement and that you're a good person. And I mean, they can see that you're not just trying to sell them something, like that you really want to help them find whatever it is they're looking for. So if you can get them on the phone, it's just the best. Okay, so those are my tips for recruiting, but I remembered what I wanted to say before, which was, Chris and I just looked at my numbers from last year, and May was the biggest sales month, my biggest sales month for the whole year. So I'm just telling you guys that to get ready. I know May is so busy for us with everything that happens in life seems to happen in May. But get ready. So again, back to that director promo I was talking about, that's where you start building that lifetime PV to get to 10,000, because May is going to be a month where you can really make some good progress there. Zach Bradley is very excitable about our May releases. That's all I'll say, because I know I messed up last time, said something that he told me and then was like, well, I didn't say that. So anyway, May is going to be a really big month. So get ready. And you guys, I know we just have like 2 minutes, but if anybody has a quick question, you're welcome to use the chat or unmute. I can't believe we have 2 full pages of people, Monica. I think it's the first.
I know. It's exciting.
It's so exciting. Okay, you guys. Well, thanks for being on tonight. It's senior reps and above can hop on the call with Sam tonight. And was there something else this week? Oh, the Q&A. We've been doing a live Q&A on, and it's not live, it's through a Zoom link, but on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you have a question about anything, just hop on, and Monica and I will be on to answer those questions. I think that's it for the week. Do new reps do sales deals, free shipping? I think a lot of people do that, right? Mm-hmm. Krista, if you're doing well with your sales right now, you don't need to do that. So I pull it out when I need it. Don't just do it automatically. Like, you seem to be doing well. But if you need a little boost, sometimes I just need my people to like wake up. So then I'll throw something out there. Or do you kind of grow into that? Yeah, I would just pull it out when you need it. Okay. All right.
8:29. Awesome.
I'll post the recording, you guys. You can tag your teams. It'll probably be in the morning. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Good night.